solution to two-body problem. So if you look at this is a calculus-based problem, right? This is a I told you this is a differential equation. So typically what you will do is you seek a calculus-based solution, correct? It so happens this problem in mathematics does not have a calculus-based solution. There is no calculus-based closed form solution for this problem. So we actually seek the algebraic solution to this. And the solution turns out to be this. We have R is equal to V square over mu. Okay. So this is the solution to two-body problem. Now keep in mind, this is a second order, but you should also understand that this is a differential equation in a vector. You see this underline? That underline means that it's a vector. Okay? R is a vector. Now if you look at this is a scalar solution. Right? Where did the vector go? You have to be curious. Now it is, if R is a position vector, what is this R? It's simply the distance, right, or the magnitude. It becomes the distance. So that distance, you would think that the distance itself would not give you the complete information. If you get a complete information, now you keep in mind when we're trying to solve this, we're trying to solve for, what are we trying to solve for here? R, right? So when we're trying to solve for this R, okay, but we actually get just the scalar R, but that is okay, I'll tell you why. Now it turns out this is also equation of a conic section. This is also the equation of a conic section. And what that means is, what is a conic section? It has so if I section it here, what are you going to get? If I section it, you have a cone, a two-sided cone, okay? And if I section it here, what are you going to get? Circle, right? And if I section it here like this, the leaf, you're going to get a. If I section it like this, what do you get? Section it. What will you get? Okay. So what this means is, this is called the solution to two-body problem, or the trajectory equation. Trajectory equation means the trajectory followed by the orbiting body with respect to the central body. This is the trajectory. The trajectory can be a circle, the trajectory can be a ellipse, the trajectory can be a parabola or a hyperbola. So if you see, so this is the power, this is where you have to have an appreciation for Newton's laws. See, Newton, he stated only these fundamental, these are very simple equations, right? So we could derive, so this is derived under three assumptions, and I'll have to give you the assumptions. the assumption is m is much greater than m. Okay, so that means that we can ignore this m. And the second assumption is the central body is spherically homogeneous, which means, what does spherically homogeneous mean? It is, you can assume that you can take this to be a point mass with the mass concentrated at that, the entire mass concentrated at that center. That is what the spherical homogeneity is. And then the third and most important listening assumption is gravity is the only force acting between these two, or gravity is the only external force. Now, if you look at something which is orbiting, is gravity the only force? What other forces are acting? Huh? So we say that the gravity is only the only force acting which will determine this thing. What other forces are acting? That is part of the gravitation. Huh?
Some electrostatic
Electrostatic
Outer space. What forces are acting?
Interplanetary gravitation.
There is interplanetary gravitation. Yes. Third body effects. That's called third body effect. What other kind of forces are acting in
There
space?
might be some electromagnetic radiation.
Yes. So there are solar radiation pressure. Right? Solar radiation we generally tend to ignore, but solar sails. You heard about solar sails? How do solar sails work? Purely based on solar radiation. So solar radiation impinges the force on that huge sail and pushes it forward on the platform. So that is the other external force. What other force is acting? What are the biggest external force outside of the gravitational force? There is drag. There's atmospheric force. If you're going in space, space is not discrete, right? It gradually goes from dense atmosphere to vacuum condition. You understand? So if you're in low Earth orbits, low altitude orbits, there is still a significant amount of atmosphere. So that is not. What happens if atmosphere is there?
There's a drag.
If there is drag, when that drag is there, it will slow down. That drag will slow it down, and then when drag slows it down, it will start spiraling. Right? So that is what you need to understand. The drag force will slow it down. Solar radiation pressure can slow it down. Right? When it slows down, it will spiral and
fall back.
come back. So that is what we kind of ignore or say gravity is the only force. So if you think that, or if you assume that gravity is the only force, external force acting, the path followed, the trajectory of the orbiting body is either a circle, ellipse, parabola, or hyperbola, right? Where does Kepler's law fit in this? Ellipse. Kepler's law is a special case of this. You have to see that.
What is the x going to stand?
H square is angular. H is the angular momentum. Okay. H square is that one. So here, that's a very good question. So here, what you're going to see is, for a given orbit, this is constant. This is constant. The central body. This is the parameter of the central body. This E is constant. So R is merely a function of theta, which is the true normal. I'll talk about that, but try to appreciate this. See, Kepler's law specifically talks about planets, sun, and ellipse. So Newton generalized that. This only when this came out, we could think that not just the sun and planets, if you throw anything there, they're going to follow one of the projectiles. You see that? You throw anything in space, you launch anything in space, they are most certainly going to follow one of the trajectories. That's what we came to know. It is not, now you're not talking just about sun and planets, you're talking about anything and everything in space. Right? So now you see how powerful Newton's law is. Now does Kepler's law become a law? Kepler's law ceases to exist as a law in the strict sense because you started with Newton's law and you have mathematically arrived at a special or a general case of Kepler's first law. You see that? You mathematically arrived. This is a special case of, when is this a special case?
When it's an ellipse.
It's an ellipse. So E is equal to 0 implies R is a circle. R takes the path of circle. Okay. Now E, this is it. Ellipse. E is equal to 1. Getting? E greater than 1 you are getting. Okay, so this is Kepler's first law. You see that? So mathematically what we have done is we have started at Newton's law and we have arrived at Kepler's law. So Kepler, even if Kepler did not make those measurements, you could prove that what Kepler stated was right. Okay. So you see, just with starting with Newton's law, you can arrive at. So that is where, so if you go even more fundamental to this, so Newton's laws are not fundamental because they don't work for something which is traveling at the speed of light. So Newton's laws cease to work when they are traveling, even in an inertial frame, if something is traveling at the speed of light, they will not work. So Einstein's laws became more fundamental. So you can start at Einstein's laws and arrive at Newton's law. Newton's laws is only a special case of Einstein. So you see how we are going more fundamental and more fundamental. Alright. Now where we are going, you know what string theory, of course, this is out of syllabus or out of the thing, just out of curiosity. What are the fundamental forces in nature?
Gravitation.
There are four fundamental forces, right? Everything is under the influence of four fundamental forces. Gravitation, electromagnetic. Then you have nuclear, strong. Is there a fundamental force which will govern all of these forces? Not yet. We don't know that. That is where we are trying to get to. That is becomes fundamental. So here, this is clear to you. Okay, this is where the Newton's laws. So now you have to think about, in the context of satellite design, you have to think about getting into an elliptical orbit or a circular orbit. You typically don't get into a parabolic orbit because parabolic orbit is considered to be an open orbit and it's dead orbit. So this is the lost in space problem is related to the parabolic orbit. So if you're lost in space, if your relative motion ceases to exist, so it's like you have this thing here. This is the ellipse. And this will be you have a circle, you have the parabola, and you have hyperbola. Okay. So here what happens is, you're here, You just stay here with respect to here. You're just trying to catch up. If you get into a parabolic orbit, that's it. You don't have any more energy. You can never come back. Okay. Hyperbolic orbit. When do we? What is the case for hyperbolic orbit? When doing a slingshot. You know what a slingshot is? So when you are using the gravitational force to go to another planet, you do a slingshot, right? That's when you use the hyperbolic orbit. These circular orbits are very rare. Although planets, the orbits of planets are almost circular. Okay. But these elliptical orbits are much more common. Okay. So you have elliptical orbits and circular orbits are closed orbits. These two are open orbits. Okay, so we are going to, when you think about satellites, first go think about closed orbits. Right? Once you understand, once you're comfortable with closed orbits, you can think about hyperbolic orbit. You will never intentionally want to go to a parabolic orbit unless you want to lose. Okay? Unless you want to lose. So, what is the difference between? So here, what is the interesting part is this energy. Here it is negative for closed orbits. Energy is 0 for parabolic orbits. Energy is positive for hyperbolic orbits. What that means is what happens when energy is 0? You have escaped the gravitational pull. Okay. But you don't have any more energy left to go beyond that or come back. You see that? That is when energy is 0. That is the parabolic orbit. This relates to the escape. This is where, if you substitute C, so if you look at, I'll give you that formula. So if you look at energy equal to 0, you can calculate the escape velocity. So what is the escape velocity? The velocity required to escape the gravitational. Does the escape velocity change? Escape velocity changes from orbit to orbit. It's not the same. Right. Even with the planet, as you go farther and farther, escape velocity changes. Okay. So I'll tell you how that is the case. Here, what is happening is you've escaped and you still have some energy to keep going, and that's what you do with the slingshot. You escape. If you don't have enough energy to do a slingshot, what will happen? You'll get into that orbit, right? For example, if you're going from Earth to Moon, you'll first escape Earth's orbit, go into Moon's orbit, and then get stuck in that orbit. You see that? So you may escape Earth, but you may not escape Moon. This is the correlation. So again, the other two laws, Kepler's laws, can also be derived from these two fundamental laws. And again, that's the reason they strictly cease to exist as laws. Right? Now, when you want to what do you know is conserved in the universe?
Energy.
Mass is conserved. Is mass conserved?
Energy is conserved.
Energy is conserved. Right? What else is conserved? Linear momentum. Charge is also conserved. What else is conserved?
Angular momentum.
Angular momentum. So the constants of motion, when we talk about constants of motion, we talk about conservation of, keep in mind I'm only talking about total mechanical energy. And the formula which, this is the formula, epsilon is equal to v square over 2 minus mu over r. And again, we can very easily, see this is where you need to learn how to, can you mathematically prove that energy is conserved? You can mathematically prove that energy is conserved, and I'm going to show you that. So you have r double dot plus mu over r cube, r is equal to 0, right? This is the, what is this? Two-body problem. Okay, two-body problem. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to post dotted with r dot. Okay. What that means is r double dot dotted with r dot plus mu over r cube r dotted with r dot is equal to 0 dotted with r dot. Okay. So here, now what I'm going to say do is, this is one term and this is another term. What is this? I'm just going to say 0. So now it goes from, keep in mind, it goes from vector to a scalar, because dot product results in scalar, right? So here what I'm going to say is r, this can be written as d over dt of r half d over dt of r dotted with r dotted. Why so? Half, what is d over dt of r dotted with r dot? You simply apply the product rule in the dot sense. You have r double dot, right, plus simple, and this dot product is commutative. A dot B is B dot A. So if I can just simply write this as, it doesn't change anything, right? So this becomes R got it? This one, now you can prove this, that R dotted with R dot is simply equal to R dot. You take this from here, you want me to prove this? You take it as it is? Okay? You guys want to prove it? Anybody? You guys want to prove it? So here you have R dotted with R. What is this? R square, right? You take the derivative on both sides. Right? So what is this? 2 R dotted with R dot, right? Correct? Equal to 2 R dot. Right? This is 2 R dot. 2 R dot dot. if I substitute these here, you guys are able to see? What is going to happen is I'm going to get, now if I substitute this here in the second term, we're going to get mu over r cube r dot, this will be mu over r square r. Got it? Is it clear? Yes? Right there? You guys are okay? I'm going to write, now I'm going to say here that this can be written as b over dt of mu over r, negative mu. Okay, so simple. What is d over dt of 1 over r? Minus 1 over r square, right? So you're going to get minus r square, and the derivative of r, since it's a implicit function, you're going to get an r. So that's simple. Now if I substitute this d over dt, now think about this. I'm going to take the d over dt version of here. This, the first term is d over dt of half d over dt of r dot with r dot minus d over dt of mu over r equal to zero, right? What is this? R dot with r is what?
R dot square.
Huh?
R dot square.
R dot square, right? So this, I'll write it as d over dt. Can I write it as v square?
Yes, okay.
Huh? Half v square, what is that? Half mv square is? Half v square is? Specific kinetic energy. Can you call it specific kinetic energy? Kinetic energy per unit mass. And this is, what is potential energy? Potential energy is function of what? Potential energy is really what? It's a the height, right? Essentially, R is an indication of this is the potential energy. This mu or R term is potential energy. The negative is because, so you want to change it, huh? Right, so that is what I'm getting at. So if your negative is, what is the, if you look at, there is no reference, is there an end to space?
No.
We just don't know where that end to space is, right? So what we do is, we start the base as the surface of Earth, okay, or the center of Earth, and that is, again, this can be explained, but just take it from me now that this is because the way we perceive it, the way we see it. So here what you're seeing is, if the derivative of something is zero, what is this something? Constant. So if I can just take this off and write this as constant epsilon, right? And this is kinetic energy. This is potential energy. Sum of kinetic energy and potential energy is what? Total mechanical energy. So the total mechanical energy is, this is epsilon is it? So it means it is conserved. So the conservation of mechanical energy can be, total mechanical energy can be easily derived. So until this point, we probably knew, or we assumed, or we just somehow intuitively knew that the energy was conserved. But here we can actually prove that the total mechanical energy is. Okay. So similarly, energy is what quantity, what physical quantity? What kind of physical quantity is energy? what else is conserved?
Linear motion.
Linear momentum is conserved. And this gives you 6 constants. Then angular momentum is also conserved. This gives you 3 constants. What that means is, so here what that means is, now think about this. Okay? Is this you can look at it as a, if you want to solve for this, what is a direct way of solving for this? Can we just integrate it twice and get a value for r? We could do that, right? If we do that, what are we going to end up with? Constants. You need 2 constants, right? We'll end up with 2 constants because you can integrate it twice. Since it's a vector, we'll end up with 2 vectors or 6 constants. You see that? That's how you look at those constants. And so if you look at the constants of motion, there are 10 known constants. In the vector world, there are 10 known constants of motion. It's a wonderful thing that there are 10 known constants, but it's also a limitation. Because if you look at 2-body problem, a 2-body problem needs 6 constants to be solved. But if you're looking at 3-body or multiple bodies, a 3-body problem will be 12 constants. You see that? We don't have 12 constants. And since we don't have 12 constants, we can never really completely solve a 3-body problem. We look at piecewise solution when we're looking at 3-body or sensor-based solution. There is no closed form solution for a 3-body. Okay. So in this constants you have to keep in mind these constants, and you can use these constants to validate your work. So for example, you do orbit simulation, right? So you want to check whether your orbit simulations are correct. You can simply use one of these and figure out if your solution. That is how you see. Now think about this. If you want to calculate the escape velocity at a particular distance, what would you do? You use this. Substitute this equal to this should be if you want to escape, this will be 0. The minimum required, and then you're going to put this r, right, at what stage you are and what is the velocity required at that point. And then that velocity, whatever velocity you're going, and you look at what velocity is required, you take the difference of that, and then you can get what is the additional velocity to escape from that. So you see the velocity, escape velocity is a function of this r. Okay, the r, the bigger the r, the smaller this escape velocity. So this is how you figure out escape. Now, I needed this thing, but I don't have an adapter. So what I'll do is I'll introduce something called what is an orbit? If you're not a space scientist or a space engineer, what is an orbit?
Specific
If you are in the sense of mathematics, what is an orbit? We just looked at it. Huh? 2 words. Conic section. An orbit is a conic section. So now you have simplified. This is what you need to do with space. Right? Whenever we talk about space, what you suddenly start thinking, or when we talk about rocket science, what do you think? what is the first thing that comes to your mind? That must be difficult, right? Rocket science, when you think about rocket science, you want to say, oh, that must be hard, right? Or when you talk about satellite design, you must think, oh, that must be hard. But now think about orbit. You've converted to orbit is what? It's the space term for a conic section. Now, if you do conic section, when do you learn conic section? Second standard? Not second standard. Probably somewhere in high school. High school is when you learn conic section. 11th, 12th. So that's when you learn conic section, right? So if you just, everything here is, especially as long as you're limiting yourself to 2D geometry, its space becomes very simple. Okay. So if you look at orbits are conic sections. Those are two-dimensional planes. The shape is simply a conic section. Okay. But when you look at what makes an orbit unique, how do you uniquely identify or define an orbit? We look at orbital elements. And this is, I'm only trying to teach you what will be relevant for satellite design. Okay. This is, you have to start visualizing. That's the reason I'm trying to get you to do that. Now all this is probably not so, yes.
So, R is circular, then E is less than 0.
Yes.
If energy is negative, then what will be unstable?
The energy of the orbit is unstable. So that this is related to the so here when you talk about orbital elements help you define an orbit uniquely. From this, how many constants are required to define an orbit? To solve for R? R is essentially the trajectory, right? You need 6 constants, that's what we said. Okay? So there are 6 orbital elements which uniquely define an orbit. And those 6 orbital elements are, you have A as semi-major axis. You can relate this to an ellipse, a conic section, right? E is eccentricity. So this, what we say is, semi-major axis defines the size of an orbit, right? Makes sense? The larger the semi-major axis, the size of the orbit is larger, right? E defines the shape of the orbit, exactly. Okay. And the 3 elements, cap omega, which is called the longitude of ascending motion. Small omega will be argument of failure. Then you have I the inclination. And finally you have theta, which is the cool now. Okay. So these 3 define the orientation of the orbit. You understand orientation? Orientation is just like you have, how do you define position? How many parameters do you need to define position in a 3D? 3, right? So similarly, you need 3, just like you need 3 position or 3 positions in a reference frame. You need 3 angles to define orientation of something. Right? You have to understand and appreciate. I almost forgot. What Newton did was Newton did something amazing. That's true. But Newton did not do a lot of work as some of the others who followed. See, if you see Newton, we associate a lot of things with Newton. But that is because he did such, almost all his work, all this was done in a span of, I think, 5 to 10 years or even less. After that, people just developed his idea more and more. And one of the mathematicians who was very, he is contributed much more than Newton. And if you want to really understand or want to have an appreciation, you should read his contribution. Just read about Euler. Euler did a whole lot of work. We always understand translational. When you talk about motion, there are two aspects. There is translational motion and then there is rotational motion. Translational motion is very easy to understand, or relatively easy to understand. But rotational motion is extremely complicated. The work Euler did is still being used. Is still being used for technology. Almost all your games, the 3D games you play, are possible because Euler did the work. So Euler gave, just like, so you talk about law of linear momentum, right? So rate of change of linear momentum is force. That equates to force. So the way you look at it is, when you apply a force, there is a change in linear momentum. Rate of change of angular momentum is so that is rotational. So rate of change of Euler did, if you look at it like this, you have to write d over dt of r cross mv. So this is torque. Okay, so it's not, and this linear. So this is if you look at position, you can express the translational things as position, velocity, acceleration, right? Position, velocity, acceleration. That is how translational motion or translational kinematics is expressed. What do you do with rotational kinematics? It is angular rate, angular acceleration. So correlate. Okay, position correlates to angle. Angle is nothing but angular position. Velocity relates to angular rate. Acceleration relates to angular acceleration. Second law relates to this. Okay, so whatever you do with the translational motion, there are equivalent or number of rotational motion as well. So these define the orientation of your orbit. Does the position of an orbit change of a given orbit? The relative position. It does not change. The relative position, what I mean is, there's a position of, you cannot really say position, but the position of orbit, there is no position of orbit as such. You're looking at the position of orbiting body, right? But you need to know the orientation of the orbit, right? You need to know how much it is inclined, right? Where is how much it is moved in this direction, in this direction, in this direction, all the three directions. So that is where these three come into play. And I'm going to show you a presentation, or I'm going to talk about this with the graphic. This defines these three angles: the longitude of ascending node, the argument of periapsis or perigee and inclination define the orientation. And this true anomaly defines the position of an orbiting body in an orbit. Okay, the position is defined as an angle. So we'll talk about this in the next. Do you have any questions until now? So we can stop here and then meet again tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll meet at 9 o'clock. 9 to 10 and 11 to 12. Wednesdays, I won't be here, but I'll give you something to work on. I'll give you like articles to review because I think that is important that all of you connect with each other. So that you know, I want you to carry whatever you learn here. It's not going to be sufficient. I want you to carry it forward, right? For at least for a year or two and get something more which you can use going forward. Thank you very much.